Okay. How would things be, or what would things be like without the prime meridian? We've already kind of touched on this. One, we wouldn't be able to communicate directions properly, all of that. How about time zones? We talked a little bit about travel. It would affect travel. What other ways now when we have like technology and things? How would, if we didn't have time zones, how would it impact other things besides travel, do you think? Wouldn't have to learn about it? Yeah, if we didn't have time zones, we wouldn't be talking about it right now. What else do you think? If we didn't have time zones, how would it impact other things besides travel? Right. This class in general, if we wouldn't know what time to be here, I would show up here at 1 o'clock and you would all show up at 1 o'clock that it's your time, but none of us would probably be together except those of us that are in the same time zone. Okay. Which is, has to do, so where I was kind of headed with that would be communicating, how we communicate with each other. We would be getting phone calls at 1 o'clock in the morning and waking us up and scaring us, wondering why someone is calling us at 1 o'clock in the morning, but it's their time is a different time. So how we communicate with each other and the ways in which we communicate with time zones are impacted by time zones, which that all developed because of the prime meridian, right? All right, so lesson 2.2 is what we're going to start next, and that's map projections. So that's where people who are map makers have to make certain kinds of accommodations because the earth is round, right? And they have to turn it into a flat map that we can use. It's not really easy for us to carry around a globe with us, and we can't really figure out how to get from Michigan to North Carolina using a globe. Okay, so yes, we have our phones now, we have technology that can get us to places where we want to go, but I will tell you, I was taking my daughter to the new dance studio we were going, and we were using my phone, and it got us lost. And I had the right address typed in and everything. So it took us down a road, and it wanted us to turn into a hill. There was no road there. So it wasn't, obviously, probably it hadn't been updated, a satellite or something. I don't know. But yeah, so your phone can be wrong. And Google Maps can be wrong. So, but it's taking that and converting it so that we are able to use it, and you're going to have a distortion. So we have to figure out the best way to do it so there's the least amount of distortion involved. And that's what this lesson is all about. Okay, so the first person to work with this, or the first projection that we had, was the Mercator projection, and it was developed for a purpose of navigating. Okay, all of these things we wouldn't have if people decided they weren't going to leave they were going to stay in their house all the time. But these people who God made explorers to go out and led us to having all of these things that we now have to learn about, right? Closing prayer. Anybody have any prayer requests now? Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you at the close of our class. We ask that, again, you be with us this week. You know our needs, and we lift them up to you. We ask that you guide us each day as we go about our days. You lead us to those things that you want us to accomplish that day. You lead us to places that we can be your hands and your feet, and you help us to hear and to see ways that we can help your people, Lord. And we ask that you help us to be good examples of you. In Jesus' name, amen. I can